Hi guys, in this lesson we will examine the project structure that is created by React command line interface create React app, and we will see how React serves the application. We will try to understand these steps in this lesson. In this project, we can see a couple of folders and files were created that might look intimidating at the beginning, but most of the files you see under the main folder are only required for configuring the project, and the default configuration should be absolutely fine. Our first file is package.json. We can see the package.json on all Node projects. The package.json file is the heart of any Node project. It records important metadata about a project which is required before publishing to NPM, and also defines functional attributes of a project that NPM uses to install dependencies, run scripts, and identify the entry point to our package. Then, when we open the public folder, now here we find even more files, but we don't really need to touch all these files. Here, the most important file is index.html. Our application will have a single page, and everything goes on with this page. We don't need to change anything here. We are going to write all our code in the source folder. Other files like favicon and manifest.json, etc. are used in the index.html as metadata. Here we also have a source folder. Source folder will be our main concern. We are going to write all our code in this folder. Here index.js and index.css are other important files that are used by index.html. We will see the relations among them. Finally, report web vitals.js is a helper class. It helps to measure performance in our application, and setup tests.js is a configuration class for application testing. Okay, we saw the file and folder structure of React. Now we will examine how browsers or how servers host our application. First of all, let's serve our application with NPM start. By the way, in default, create React uses the yarn instead of NPM. You can figure it out from the readme file. Readme tells you how you can start the application. If you want to go on with NPM instead of yarn, you can use the create project command with use npm flag, and this flag will create your project with npm. So we can run our project with npm start or yarn start. The important thing here, we should serve it from the project folder. We can run the serve command, and this command will compile and serve our application from 3000 port number by default. Of course, we can change the port number with some customization easily. Then we can reach it from our browser. When we run it, we can see some dummy content that was created by React command line interface by default. The important question is, what is this dummy data and where is this dummy data on our application? React is a single page application, and our page is index.html. When we check index.html, this is a normal HTML file that has a title and the body of the file. On body, index.html doesn't have any content, but it includes an element, and this element has an ID attribute that is root. When we search the root ID in our project, we can find a reference under the index.js. Here we see an important function. It is the render function coming from React DOM. React DOM is a package that provides methods that can be used to interact with the DOM, which is needed to insert or update React elements. So with React DOM, we can update the browser DOM elements. Here, the render function takes the app component as a parameter under the strict mode. Strict mode is a tool for highlighting potential problems in an application. We can wrap a set of components with strict mode in React, and it is basically verify the deprecated methods are not being used, and if they are used, strict mode will warn you in the console, or it helps us prevent some side effects by identifying potential risks. Anyway, the important thing here is the app component. When we dive into the app component, it redirects to app.js. This is clearly the same text as in the index.html file. And this actually is the information that React needed to be able to replace this part here in the index.html file with the template of this component. Now we understand where the dummy data comes from. Actually, this is how the React application starts. If we summarize it, we have two main components in our project. These are index.js and index.html. React configuration works with them. Index.html is responsible for serving the application, and index.js is responsible for generating the bundles and assigning the components, etc. Index.js configures components, services, etc. with the React DOM. Okay, now let's edit our app component and see the changes on the browser. First of all, let's clear the content except the React icon and create a hello world text. By the way, this is a typical HTML form, so we can use basic HTML components easily. When we create it, NPM run will detect the changes and automatically deploy changes for us. There is also one more important thing here. When we check the source code, we can't see changes on the source code because React compiles code on runtime with scripts, so it doesn't affect the source code. Okay, that's all for the beginning. Thank you.